Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel. In today's video we're back in the EV3. We've got a few more features to show you, the part 2 of our hidden features series. So today we're going to look at the tailgate. We've got a few bits to look at in the infotainment system as well, and we've got a few bits just in the climate control system as well. There's quite a few little cool features and hacks that we can use, yeah, we'll see where the video takes us. So the first feature that we've got is for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto users. If you are on the home screen here, then you can actually activate Siri through the car's hardware. So all you need to do is press and hold the voice button here. If you just press that, you'll only get the Kia generative AI. If you press and hold,
sorry, I don't understand.
Siri. There you go, that's enough, thank you. But that's quite a handy feature for if you're making calls or want to use specific apps. If you want to set Google Maps, for example, on Maps or anything like that, you can do that directly through CarPlay without having to go into the menu system, which is really handy. Another tip, I know I talked about it briefly on the last video, but just set one of these to your phone projection settings if you use it. So for example, I use Apple CarPlay. I've set this button to be Apple CarPlay, and all you need to do is just press and hold the star, and then select phone projection, and then that will do that for you, which is nice and handy. Next up, we've got a feature called Smart Defogging. Now this is where the car will sense that the car's fogging up. It senses the humidity increase, uses the sensor up in here, which is quite cool, and it senses the humidity is increased. It will automatically set air conditioning and climate control to clear windscreens to stop anything fogging up, which is a nice feature. Now something else that these cars do is they remember what you set the climate control to when you get into the car for the first time at different temperatures. So for example, when I get into this car and it's 4 degrees outside like it's been recently, the car will know that I want the seat on, the steering wheel on, and it will set everything to defrost and warm up, which is quite nice because it gets rid of all the moisture. However, on a hot day, if it's really warm, say 20 degrees, it knows that I want my ventilated seat on and the aircon on each time I turn the car on. So it's very clever. It learns your behaviour, which is a bit scary but also quite handy. Now there's something here that I've also found that's quite strange, and that's the fact that the manual isn't actually the most accurate piece of information, apart from finding a lot of spelling mistakes and it telling me that if I climb into the front it will cause a fatal injury. There's a few little things as well. So on some of the cars they have travel mode, which is where the headlights can be re-angled to match continental driving, left-hand drive lighting, so that when you go abroad you don't blind people. And it tells you that all you need to do is go to setup, go to lights, go to travel mode, but you'll notice that's not here. Now I'll be interested to know whether you guys have it and whether it varies on the trim levels, because I know that Air don't have the sort of more matrixy LEDs. They're not matrix LEDs, but they have a more of an LED bulb rather than individual LEDs. So that'd be interesting to know whether it only applies for them or not. Next up, we've got a screensaver that you can activate so that if you're driving at night, the screen's a bit less bright, or perhaps you want it more minimalist, you can do that, no problem. All you need to do is go to display, sorry, not display, layout, screensaver, and you can select a clock, whatever clock you like. There's only 6 of them. You can go for Roman numerals. I've gone for this nice minimalist one with the sort of Kia colours, and to activate that all you need to do is pull your top down menu down like that, hit display off, and suddenly we get this lovely display on the screen here, which is quite nice when you're driving on the motorway at night. It just minimalises things. I kind of liken it to Saab's night panel in that regard. It just clears that part of it up quite nicely. Now if you don't have that set on your pull down menu, all you need to do is press and hold any of these and you can move them around, and then if you press and hold the screen, it should, and oh, there you go, press the cog, sorry, then you can change the settings here. So what we've got here is, just look for the screen, you can click the tick and it comes in. Now interestingly, this one, beep, this will help you get rid of the really annoying touchscreen sound. Now every time you touch the touchscreen as standard, it beeps. I've turned it off, and all I did was added that to the thing. I can't do it now, and then turned it off, and then you can take it off the screen and it doesn't do it again, which is nice. What you can do is you can add more of these little bits as well. We don't have that, so we've now fully filled up, and you can access quiet mode as well, which is a nice little thing. It's designed for if you've got an infant sleeping in the car, or anyone, I suppose anyone in the car, but the essentially the rear speakers turn off, and any sort of navigation sounds, alerts, anything like that are much quieter, so that it doesn't wake the passengers, which is again another nice little feature that a lot of manufacturers wouldn't think of. Okay, next up then we're going to be talking about these roof rails, and there's a few interesting little things for these. Obviously they are for crossbars, the type that clamp on like that. Now these will support up to 400 kilos. They're designed to be able to withstand a rooftop tent, so that you can sleep on top of the car, but interestingly they'll only do that while the car's standing still. If the car's moving, the maximum you can have on there is 100 kilos, which I think is probably to do with the dynamics of making sure the car isn't top heavy. But just an interesting thing that the roof capacity reduces by 75%. Just something that I thought was interesting. Moving on to the back here, if we take a look, we've got child lock in here. That's handy, obviously, to stop any children escaping the car, which wouldn't be good. Yeah, you just slot the manual key in, which is the one that's like the key bit that slides out, and turn it. That locks it. Doors can't be activated. Not electronic on this car, which is interesting. I know some manufacturers offer it electronically, but on this car it doesn't come electronically, which is neither here nor there really. It's not something you're going to activate that often. Now finally we'll take a look at the tailgate, and I'm just going to use my favourite feature to make that possible. We'll move the car using the key. I'm going to try and get this into every video just because it's my favourite feature. Yeah, we'll pull the car forward. Now if we take a look at the boot here, by opening it, we can open it from the key obviously, and we've got a few features. First of all, first one is here. Bring the camera in closer. There is an emergency boot release, so if you're locked in the car for any reason in the boots, remove this panel here and you can manually manipulate the lock, which is handy to know, I suppose, if you ever get stuck in the back of a Kia. Now there's a few little things we can do here as well. Come closer, we can pull it. If you press these two at the same time, that performs a reset on the electric motor. So you heard that chime there. You've got to hold them together 3 seconds or thereabouts. That performs a reset on the electric motor. So if your boot isn't shutting for some reason, depends on the temperature, that sort of thing, all the motors can just get freaked out, they've got a little computer in, then that will reset everything, which is worth knowing. Another thing you can do is, this is an electric tailgate, but you can move it manually. And what you can do is you can hold it there, and then you can press and hold this button, and that now sets the height, or sort of a predefined height that you can use. So for example, if your garage is this tall, you can have it at that height, and then we can go back into the car, which we'll do now. Now we should be able to go to settings, doors, power tailgate height, and we should have the user height setting. So we can press that. We can now close the boot, from inside the car, which is a nice little feature, always handy. The boot's now not shutting. Is that going to do anything? No, okay, let's shut it manually and see what happens. There we go. And now it should go to a certain height? No, okay, so I obviously haven't done that right. So obviously that didn't work, but the reason was because I'd done the reset beforehand. It then meant I had to shut the boot. So what you have to do is you just have to press and hold the close button when it's at the right height, and that will register as your user-defined height on the system. But one other nice little feature that we've noticed is on the pedals. If we take the camera down to the pedals, you'll see that the brake pedal is a minus, and then if we come down slightly more, you can see that the accelerator has a plus on it, which is quite cool. I guess that's to do with power or speed, but yeah, just a nice little fun feature. And then another one that I like is the fact that we have the relaxation seats. Now the idea, I think, behind this is that in the Korean market, people like to recline while they're charging, so all you need to do, press that button on the back here, with the ignition turned on, of course, and it will fully recline you. Now you can adjust the position of this using these buttons here, and if you press this 3 times, it will remember the position you've set. So now that's our set relaxation position. You can now put it back up, and it will take you back to your desired seating position, which is handy. So yeah, finally, just to set your memory seats, if you've got them, set your seat in position, and all you need to do is press and hold the number, and you see it says settings 2 saved. I think I've got a different one set for number 1 as well. Adjust the mirror positions, that sort of thing. It remembers the lot, so it's a nice little feature if you've got it. But yeah, overall we're really chuffed with this car. The next video is going to be discussing a few of the things we're not that keen on. No car's perfect, and this car has a few little foibles that I think could be fixed through software updates and stuff like that, but there's a couple that can't, so that'll be interesting. And Mrs. DL actually has more of these than I do, so we'll get her on camera as well. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next video. Cheers.